The Heavy Backpack, a story about letting go. In a quiet little town at the edge of a wide open prairie, there was a young man named Ethan, who always carried an invisible weight. From the outside, he seemed fine. A steady job, good friends, a nice little apartment. But inside, Ethan was dragging around years of regret, painful memories, old mistakes, and hurt he couldn't seem to shake. No matter how hard he tried, it was like he was carrying a heavy backpack that no one else could see, weighing down every step he took. One day, feeling worn down and desperate for change, Ethan went to visit his grandfather, a wise old man who lived alone in a cozy cabin by the woods. After listening to Ethan pour his heart out, his grandfather smiled warmly, handed him an old, dusty hiking backpack, and said, "Fill it up with as many heavy rocks as you can find around the yard." Confused but willing, Ethan wandered around, stuffing the bag with big rocks, little rocks, awkward, sharp ones, anything he could find. When he was done, the pack was almost too heavy to lift. His grandfather nodded and said, "Good. Now put it on your back and let's take a walk down to the river." At first, Ethan thought it was some kind of endurance test. He strained and stumbled, dragging the weight down the gravel path. Every step was miserable. Halfway there, sweating and gasping, Ethan said, "Grandpa, this is awful. Why are we doing this?" His grandfather chuckled and simply replied, "You can put it down anytime you want, you know." Ethan froze. "Wait, what?" "But you told me to carry it." The old man smiled kindly and said, "I told you to fill it. I never said you had to carry it forever." In that moment, something clicked deep inside Ethan's heart. The backpack wasn't just a backpack. It was everything he'd been dragging around in life. The guilt, the old anger, the broken dreams. All the things he thought he had to keep carrying. Tears welled up in his eyes as he slowly slid the pack off his shoulders and dropped it onto the ground. Instantly, his whole body felt lighter. His mind did too. They stood quietly by the river for a while, watching it flow, smooth and free. Then his grandfather put a hand on his shoulder and said softly, "Son, life will always give you stones to carry, but you get to choose which ones to hold and which ones to lay down. Let go of what weighs you down. Only then can you walk freely toward the life waiting for you." That day, Ethan learned a lesson he would carry lightly for the rest of his life. Freedom doesn't come from holding on. It comes from letting go.